I will call the meeting to order at 6:08 p.m. So first on the agenda is previous minutes, which we're going to table because we don't have them yet.
Okay. That's on me. I'm going to make them.
It's all good.
It's okay.
So we'll go over, next month we'll go over September and October's minutes.
And I'll say, at some point, they'll get back to me about posting, the ability to post on my town government, because no one has gotten back to me yet.
Oh.
I would email James.
Okay.
I think he might be...
I might just go see him at the farm stand.
He might be able to get to you quicker. Do you know what I mean? All right, so we will move right into the director's report.
All right. So our pages, we have 2 pages right now. They are both high school seniors. So they are going to be leaving soon-ish by the end of the year. One of them is doing all like early application stuff. So we took a couple weeks off, so we didn't have a full breakdown. So we've put out the job posting. I already had several applicants because I put it on Indeed. And hopefully we'll be able to hire at least 2 more this year and then keep it going into next year if we need more. I submitted the employee performance appraisals for my employees, did the financial report for MBLC. So all that year-end stuff is done, and then it'll be budget season soon. Or it is now, but nothing really has happened yet.
Right.
I talked with Kristen about the building expansion renovation project. She told me to reach back out to the architects and check in on that. Costs have doubled, essentially.
Yeah.
So the plan that was just the elevator pretty much is about $2 million. The next one up from that was like 2.8 million.
Is that like an enclosed elevator or the like lift?
I believe it was an enclosed elevator.
Okay.
We didn't go into too much detail. It was just the kind of first email, and then it was also checking about if the contract with them could be extended. So probably next week I'll get on the phone with them and get more details about like a timeline and specifics and things like that.
Okay. Yeah, I would definitely mention lift versus elevator.
Yeah, because we had
Because
talked
if
about
we can
that
do a
before.
lift, that might give us a little bit more space for our collection
Right.
and not just housing mechanics.
Right.
Where we already
Yeah.
have
Does
so
MBLC
limited.
MBLC has a like a library buildings consultant. Is that right?
Yeah.
We currently do.
Yeah. There's so many nuances with
Absolutely, yeah.
this
Local
project.
things.
But along with that, the town is doing a facilities assessment.
Again.
So, yeah. So the surveyor's coming November 2nd to check on the condition of the building.
Okay.
How often do they do that? Do you know?
It's just,
We had an accessibility assessment.
Oh, but it's
I
different.
think this is part of like a COVID grant that they got,
Oh, nice.
Oh,
okay.
from my understanding. Next time I meet with Kristen, we're going to be talking more about it. But this is like what the town is doing. I just have to come let them in and show them around. So,
Okay.
but we will see what comes of that. And it'll probably feed into the building project and being able to get support for that at least.
Good.
And then next month, on November 6th, it's the MLS annual meeting. They talk about updates to their organization, to library services. They do votes on new agenda items, things like that. So that's in Devon's, so it's pretty close. So I'm going to go hang out with them for a day.
Yeah,
see what's
sounds
going on
good.
Sounds good.
in the world. And then they've also said that they're offering scholarships to small libraries to go to the Public Library Association conference, which is in Columbus. It's a couple days long. They just posted the schedule of events and programs today, I think, so I haven't had a chance to look it over, but once I kind of see what that's about, and the scholarships are like $2,500,
Nice.
so it'll pretty much cover
That's great.
getting there, so it wouldn't have to cost the town anything.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
That's really
Probably.
good.
I mean, I don't
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
know
Right.
Yeah, no,
the
that sounds
cost
great.
breakdown, but
Mm-hmm.
it would be good. They do, programs and workshops and how to run the library better.
Nice.
Cool.
Very
Excellent.
good.
And they have vendors and it's a conference, fun stuff. Yeah, and then so we had Cheryl Fay present to Sally Ride. She was a very good presenter. Wasn't well attended, unfortunately. But
That's too bad.
That would have been a big deal, like, in my generation.
Mhm.
Because I remember that.
yeah,
Like, I mean, I think actual Sally Ride came to high school.
Yeah.
I don't know.
we did have a couple people who said they were going to come who didn't come, which, I mean, happens.
Yeah.
But,
Mhm.
so, it's just use that to learn what people want, when they want to come.
Mhm.
We'll talk more about Lizzie Borden probably next meeting as I go over it, but that was more well attended on Tuesday, so
Okay.
that was a good one. And then we have a couple coming up. We have the Body Bombs program in November. We got people signing up for.
Which is what age range?
13 and up.
Okay.
I think under 18 they need like parental permission, but it's not
Yeah.
like a contract or anything. They don't
Yeah.
And then Mr. Vic, who's been here before, is coming back in December to do a sing-along with the kids.
Nice.
My daughter's birthday.
Oh.
We'll have them sing happy birthday.
Well, she'll be 17, so I don't think
In
she'll
spirit.
Yeah.
I don't think she'll be going to Mr. Vic sing along.
All right.
Does the library do any kind of like flyers or anything? Because I get the newsletter, but I was just wondering if there is like a high quality PDF I can print them off and post them places around.
Yeah, we had given the Lizzie Borden ones to some of the friends.
Mhm.
They went around and posted them
Cool.
up around town. I forget exactly where. It was a long conversation. I lost track of who was going where. But yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
I can always send them to you too.
That would be great. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I got a lot of neighbors, a lot of foot traffic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good place
That
to
would be good, yeah.
post things.
Yeah. Wonderful. Yeah, hopefully that will try to find ways to increase advertising.
Mm-hmm.
No cost. But,
Right?
next, so I followed up on that ALA grant. We are too close to Marlborough to be considered rural because they measure border to border. So
So
And
interesting.
Berlin actually touches Marlborough.
Yeah.
yeah.
No.
And they they're nationwide, so I
Yeah.
think they have to be a little more stringent on who
Of
they
course,
allow.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're
Right.
much more
It's-
densely populated part of the country
Yeah.
than a lot of
Oh,
places.
that's
so.
too
It still
bad.
isn't perfect though. I want to be like, can you just come to town and just look at what's happening here?
I have alpacas right down the street.
Right?
But anyways,
That makes sense. That's
Yeah.
good. I'm
Yeah.
glad to know that is.
yeah.
That's good to know that it was because we're too close to Marlborough.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'd be like, what are you
We
talking
qualify as small. We do not qualify as rural.
Okay.
All right, good to know.
When I first started and the CWMR's network person came out to show me around what all their equipment was, they mentioned that our cabling is in less than stellar shape. Our cables aren't enough to support the speeds we could be getting for internet. And they're starting to look frayed, I guess.
Sort of paying for stuff we can't physically use, basically, like speeds we can't use.
Yeah, it's not like we're paying for anything higher than we should be. It's the internet through CWMRs, so it's just what they offer. But
It could stand to be updated.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
which from the sound of it is going to be expensive because they do recabling by the foot or by some distance
Yeah.
measurement.
Yeah.
And ours go up and over and around all the door frames.
Not just straight on the floor.
No. Maybe some of them do.
Right?
They go in the wall.
I know.
Oh, I
But
don't even want to know what's on the floor.
I know.
I can guess.
Right?
I forget if it was NBLC or MLS, had a workshop about the federal E-rate program, which
That's cool to
is
know about.
support for like internet services and hardware for libraries and schools and places like that. So again, it depends on your population size and if you're rural or not. So based on my estimates, it'd be about 50% of the cost.
Wow.
That's a lot,
That's-
though.
that's good.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really good.
The application process is intense because it's a federal thing.
Mhm.
And then we would have to comply with SIPA, the Child Internet Protection Act, which is basically just setting up filtering and blocking software on the computers, which is really easy, and I don't think it would be a problem. But
Whenever it comes to that, it's going to be worth it to examine different vendors, because some of them limit things like searching for like breast cancer.
Yeah,
Or,
right.
you know, there's a lot
Right.
of darling that for adults.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that, yeah.
it is a sticky issue.
yeah, but MBLC is providing support for
That's awesome.
the application process. For
That's
the next,
awesome.
like 2 years. So I've already signed up for the email
Yay.
list for that. So
Very good.
we'll hopefully be able to get that done and make our internet better. I also talked about strategic planning process with MBLC. I got a general timeline for the 10-month process for how it could go. And then they are doing workshops over the next couple of weeks to go into more detail. So I have to figure out which one I'm going to go to. There's one at the end of October that's in person in Northampton. In person would be nice. Northampton is an hour and a half away. Or they have virtual
It's gonna be so
ones.
pretty, though.
So I just have to look at the calendar and see which ones would be better.
I love how much granularity they gave you for all the steps. That's
she's really good
great.
about breaking it down. So I've already started working on demographics, doing a demographic breakdown and drafting a survey. So hopefully in a month or two I'll have ones to show you guys, and they will also help with the survey drafting.
Nice.
And they will do one community conversation, so, or like one conversation with staff, but they will lead the session to get ideas from the town.
Awesome.
Which would be good, because
Okay.
I don't know how to do it, and they do. And it's a little bit less awkward to have them talk to MBLC, have the town talk to MBLC, rather
Versus-
than them telling me
Yes.
what they don't like about the
Through you.
library.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
especially like a focus group.
Yes.
thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that would be
Absolutely.
And
Is there
then-
any anonymous commentary allowed in any of these forms? Like,
Yeah, the surveys will be anonymous.
Okay.
The surveys
Yeah.
are anonymous, yeah.
I mean, there'll be paper copies, but they don't have to hand them in person, and you can
Yeah.
do it online too. So
okay, cool.
yeah, it'll be all anonymous except for when they come in person and say directly what they would like to see done.
Awesome.
And then I have been looking into the printers that we talked about. I talked with CM Geeks today about what models they recommend, and I think we finally decided on one. They're about $500. I think we'll be replacing the one downstairs and the one up here for patron access. The one I have works fine for what we use it for, and it'll be good to have one that's not wireless so that patrons can't accidentally print in my office. Keep things a little bit separate. So I think we only need to replace two and not three
Okay.
of them.
Nice.
So we'll have
Nice.
2 color wireless printers
Nice.
for patrons. And I'm going to check and see if they fall under the hardware portion of what we can spend our material requirement on to help us reach the 19.5% that we have to spend on materials.
Nice.
Okay.
Because they're for patron use.
Mhm.
So
Right.
they say hardware for patron use counts. So I just
Oh,
don't know
good.
exactly what they mean by hardware.
Yeah.
But that also includes hardware for low vision. So I'd been talking with that company about getting screen readers and magnifying devices. So I think
Nice.
I'll get 1 or 2 of those, probably one for the library and one smaller one that people could check out if they needed to, and
Nice idea.
add that to our library of things.
Very good. Nice idea.
And we've got
Very
our
good.
stats for the month.
Look at that. New patrons.
Yeah. So I also added last year's numbers just to compare,
Mm-hmm.
and things have gone up, which
Nice.
makes sense because COVID's
Mm-hmm.
quote unquote over.
Going down.
Yeah.
Is it going
Better.
down?
Yeah. Yeah.
Different.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit lower than last month, but
That's to be
okay.
expected.
Yeah,
Yeah.
school
Everybody's
started
getting
back,
back into
yeah.
school.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
but overall things are steady and good.
Do you keep a running tally of items deaccessioned?
I can add that back onto here.
If it's not too much work. If it's me, you're already keeping them cool. If you can get it out of the ILS, but if not, don't worry about
Yeah,
it.
no, we can get numbers on that.
Um,
And that ends my director's report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Nice job.
I will move to accept the director's report as submitted.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yay. So director's report accepted as submitted unanimously. And on to the financials.
We are in pretty good shape for the year. We're still under. The only things that are over, one of our pages is over because she started working 2 days a week instead of 4, and that threw it off a little bit, but she's will still be in good shape for the end of the year because she works on Mondays and we have a lot of Monday holidays, so it'll all balance out. She takes days off every once in a while, so I'm not worried about that, especially because we don't have the other 2 pages so far.
Yeah, we still have.
It offsets it.
Yeah.
And then some of our like office supplies are over, but that's just because we buy in bulk
Oh, sure.
at various points throughout the year.
Yep.
So you've got the money for pages, the budget for their wages broken out into individual pages rather than like one big blob of. I was just wondering if you had one page that worked more hours versus fewer.
They're not supposed to.
Yeah.
Like it's supposed you're supposed to. We're budgeted to have 4 pages that each work equal numbers
Okay.
per month. So that's why it's.
So like the total per month, they could work different times, different weeks, or something if they had
They
to
can
make
work
it
different
up, but-
days. Yeah.
Okay.
And then as far as
And I mean, in the grand scheme of thing, in the total.
Right. If it's under or over, it's just like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The line item I think is less important than like the category.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
this is how it was set up when I inherited it. So
Sure.
It's all good.
It works.
I like it this way. It's nice
It's
to be able
very
to see the
clear.
breakdown of the
Yeah.
pages instead of just a blob. Of,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I have my rough spreadsheet that I had set up to keep track of how much we're spending on materials throughout the year, so I don't have to scramble at the end of the year to meet the requirements. And I started ordering books through Ingram, which is one of the like wholesalers, instead of Silver Unicorn, because going to pick up the books all the time was a lot. So now we get them delivered.
Where did you have to go?
Acton.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I had to go like past here and then pick them
Yeah.
up and then come back.
Yeah.
And ordering them through Ingram, we get a bigger discount, which is good. You can get more books for less.
Nice.
But also, I'm now realizing that I'll have to buy more to meet the deal, which is fine. I just haven't compensated for that yet. But which is also why I think going back to buying the screen readers and if the printers count, then that's great. That means we have a little more money for things like that.
Yeah.
And I can up buying e-content.
So is there a library fund? Do they do like shelf ready? Do they do any pre-prep of items, or do they?
Ingram?
Yeah,
Yeah.
but it's like optional anyway.
Yeah, I've talked with them about it. They do it. It's very cheap. It'd be like $1 or $2 per book when all is said and done.
Compared to,
They
like,
add,
staff
the
labor,
barcode
that's-
Right.
and spine labels and
Wow.
wrapping. Yeah, so
Nice.
I submitted all the forms for that. They have like a waiting list that they
Oh,
go
sure,
through,
yeah.
and like so I don't know when they'll get back to me about it, but
That's cool to know
I'll talk
about
with
them.
them about it, and they still have options for buying books and not having them processed, so we can get them quicker. So things like that. But that is my financial report.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks.
Excellent. I will move to accept the financial report as submitted.
And then I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yay. Financial report accepted as submitted unanimously. And I don't think we have new business. Let's look at my. Right, there was nothing. Let me look at last month real quick. think we're good. Do we have no new business, no old business? Any trustee concerns?
I don't have any.
This is all great.
And this is how it balances out, you
Yeah.
know? Last month we had a 3-hour meeting. This time we have a half-hour meeting. It all balances out.
Having all those internet questions answered, all the internet questions and all the kind of floating around building questions, it's so nice to see a path forward for all this stuff.
Yes.
It certainly is.
So our next meeting will be November 14th at 6 p.m. here. Is that good for everybody?
Check. I believe it will be good, but I just. That'll be what, a Tuesday?
Mm-hmm.
Because
It's the week after election.
you said the
Oh
14th.
God, there's an election.
I know. Good
I know.
Lord. Let's see. All right. So library. Yeah, I'm good.
It's good for me.
I'm just gonna write this down real fast. Tuesday the 14th.
6 p.m.
6 p.m.
Yep. Oh, and there's the only last piece of, I guess this is old business, is the wireless hotspot idea is being handled with the
Council on
the
Aging.
Council on Aging.
They're doing
Yeah.
it
So
all.
they're
We're
gonna
just-
prep it and then we will get to circulate them here.
Yeah.
It's like, that's great. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Meeting time works for you?
That should be fine. I don't have anything that far in
Okay.
advance.
All right, then I will move to adjourn.
I will second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yahoo! We are adjourned at 6:30 p.m.